Think I'm a little stuck.
Sun's going down. We are 2 4-wheel drives out of 4 up Gunshot. Wow, not the old Gunshot, but about the only one that you can actually physically do this year, 2017, up in Cape York. You know, I love this place, and for good reason too. This is about as good as it gets. Wait till you see this. But in order to see this, you're gonna have to go back to the start. So get sat down, crack something cold, and enjoy 4-wheel drive action. Woo! A Cape trip just wouldn't be the same without a good bunch of mates. Hanging on for the trip this time is Andrew from Diesel Care. Andrew's an absolute diesel mechanic guru, and you couldn't ask for a nicer bloke to share a Cape trip with. Speaking of top blokes, Rocket Rod from Wholesale Automatics is chomping at the bit to get going, and of course, my old mate Sean Whale, well, he wouldn't miss it for quids. This year we're doing something a bit different, in that we're taking on the telly track from north to south. Because you see, we've been fishing at the tip for the last few days, and we want to try and get back the adventurer's way. That means we're going to be pushing southbound towards Bramwell Junction and taking on all the iconic challenges along the way, such as Nolan's, Gunshot and Palm Creek, but in reverse. This is going to be awesome. First up, the infamous Nolan's Creek. Mate, that water level's right down this year. So this is Nolan's, you've all seen it before. It's a shadow of its former glory. It used to be water right up in here, but that's all right.
Yeah, they change every year, you know. Yeah. The next one apparently is flooded a number of cars this year already.
Oh,
so.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that puts a spring in me step. All right, I reckon we get straight into this.
I can't wait, mate.
Done, let's do it. Before anything, of course, we've got to drop the pressure in our tyres. The sand in Nolan's Creek is amazingly soft, so I treat it like I would any beach run, except it's a beach underwater. To that effect, I'm dropping straight down to 18 PSI. I don't reckon I'm going to get stuck, but I'm going to do the smart thing and just get everything ready, because there's nothing worse than getting stuck in a river crossing. Water gets through. I don't wet my underpants, so it's stuck on day one. So I'm just going to get everything ready. I'll get Shaun to run across with the tree trunk protector and just preempt it. It does get a bit deep through here. In we go. Nolan's first water crossing. We got this, we're still moving. Starting to float. Things were looking really good here until I went and did this. Look at Shaun go. We're taking on a bit of water here. This is why you need to be pre-prepared for a winch. It's reached my butt. Although this is fresh water, you still don't want to be spending too long in here because it is really deep. The D-Max has got a solid wading depth, but I reckon I came pretty darn close right here. All right, let's go, little winch. Here we go. Jeez, it was so close. Although everything's wet, it's not going to be a problem because it will dry, and better still, the D-Max is still very much good to take on the rest of the telly track. Nolan's claims another one. Yeah. Brand new vehicle. She's gone under. Drawers are full of water. That's me coffee gone. It's pretty much everything.
Oh, jeez. It's just like emptying a dinghy that's sinking.
It really is. Oh, well.
They've had a good wet season up here.
Yeah, they have. I've got most of it in my truck. Shaun's up. Here we go. He'll make this easy. Now, of course, Shauno's seen me have a crack, and he knows he's got to keep a bit more momentum up than what I did. That's the beauty of going second. So he's come in hot, and he's made it look easy.
Probably a little bit too quick in retrospect. I gave everything a pretty good wash, that's for sure.
That was a fair wave of water.
I know, I couldn't see a thing. I had to stop.
Over here.
I had to stop.
Yeah.
I think Rocket will get through no worries. He's got the V8, he's got heaps of power, he's got the auto. He's towing a trailer, but with the power in that 79, I've got no questions. He's going to get through. I've got the 79 there just in case though. He's putting a strap on just in case, you never know. But this is going to be fun to watch either way.
One big river crossing coming up.
Rocket knows how to wheel that big rig of his, and of course, with as much weight as he's got on board, there ain't no way he's going to float. So the only problem he might have is sinking into that soft sand, and that is where tyre pressures and momentum are going to be his friend. As you can see, he's made that look easy as well.
What a wicked ride! I love this place.
Andrew's had exactly the same problem as myself. Right on the edge of the exit, he's bogged down in that super soft sand. Not much could have really prepared him for that. other than to be ready for the winch, just like I was.
Andrew's just gone down. I'll just reverse straight back. The boy's got the strap on. Tell me when.
The key here is to get your mates to work quickly. Get you on that winch and get you out before you get too much water in. The beauty of Nolan's, of course, like I've said, it's fresh water. This is just the start. Let's keep going.
How good's this? Cape York Teletrack. If you haven't done it, if you haven't even got plans to do it, just stop what you're doing right now and make plans, because this place, it lives up to the hype, let me tell you.
Well, Nolan's is always one of the deeper crossings, we know that, but we've been told there's several even deeper down ahead. I reckon this would have carried through with a bit more speed, but we've got 2 or 3 that are even deeper and much longer than Nolan's too, so we might just have to have a bit of a look at how we do it. But hey, it's the telly, early in the season, top fun. Coming from north to south means that Nolan's is your gateway to your adventure, and almost straight away, we've got another water challenge. This one's looking a bit boggy, so I'm going to give it the berries.
Little boat, what a little boat.
Oh, you good thing. Sean's done exactly the same thing. Have a listen to that V8.
It's a little bit...
Well done, mate.
A little bit softer. I went in a bit easier, then just gave it the berries on the way out.
Well, you're throwing the water up about 80 metres down the track.
Of course, Rocket's no fool. He's in there, he's hot, and he's coming through with a heap of momentum.
Your beauty! Another crossing down. Go to the mighty 79.
There's no way Andrew's going for the winch this time. He's in it, and he's in it for good. Have a listen to that truck and look at that bow wave. I reckon he's just about drained that puddle. Copy back there, Rocket?
Yes, mate.
I'm correct, mate. This is your first time up the telly, is that right? Well, I should say down the telly, shouldn't I?
It is actually, mate. It's the first time I've ever been this far north.
Yeah, I think the telly's one of those ones you got to tick it off your bucket list, don't you? It's a cracking part of the world.
I tell you what, though, I've never had so much fun in my life. My jaw's actually starting to hurt from smiling so much.
I reckon a lot of people, you know, hype this track up, and I reckon for good reason too. It actually lives up to the hype. It's one of those few tracks that does.
Andrew, have you done it before?
No, mate, first time up this far north too. I'm just like Rocket, loving it too.
Rocket, how's the camper trailer going, mate? You feeling it back there? Is it holding you back? What's the story?
I've actually got to force myself to remember that I'm actually towing it. Yeah, sometimes I get a bit of a shock and then I look back and that, what's that? Oh, geez, it's an Alpha.
How cool is that termite mound behind me? This is Cape York, and if you've never done a dream trip up here, here's a couple of tips to make sure you have the time of your life. And tip number 1 really has to do with timing. If you can, avoid the school holiday periods, June, July, August, because the whole Cape becomes very busy. It's not a major one, but it does make it a bit more pleasant when you can have the whole place to yourself. Tip number 2 has got to do with water crossings. Now, it can be a little bit daunting for someone who's never done as many as there are up here in the Cape. So if you are worried about them, try and get your trip sometime after the winter school holidays, because of course, this is when water levels will be at their lowest, making the water crossings a heck of a lot easier. Tip number 3 centres around fuel economy and fuel range. Now, don't worry so much about a long range fuel tank, because fuel supplies are everywhere up here in the Cape. My D-Max has a 76 litre fuel tank, which gives me a comfortable 500 kilometres of hardcore off-road driving, which means I can do pretty much anything I like up here in the Cape. All right, Cape York, you've really got to put it on your bucket list. You won't regret it. Logan's Creek is actually one of the longest crossings you'll do on the telly. There are 2 distinct lines. What about I go around, because I'm going to float.
Yep.
I just have the weight to get across that. I'll float, get up, come around, and I'll reverse down and get the strap on.
If I get stuck.
If you get stuck, I'll pull you out.
Like sound of it, let's do
All
it.
right, let's do it.
If I get stuck.
I've decided, given that I've already flooded the D-Max once today, I'm going to take the left-hand line and chance the steep climb out. Oh, come in the window. As you can see, with enough momentum, the right gearing, that's an easy line. Came in the window. The right-hand line is what the rest of the boys are going to do. Check this out, Shauno's up, and as you can see, that is one heck of a crossing.
How good's that? I was a bit worried, I didn't say much then. I didn't know what was going to happen with the water.
Wicked water crossing. We'll give this a big go.
Rocket Rod has seen exactly what Sean's done, and he's copying it perfectly. Right gear choice and the right momentum, keeping it up, keeping that bow wave up, and again, pops out the other side perfectly.
Yes! Your beauty!
Andrew's up, and as you can see, he's stoked to be giving such a water crossing a go. Bow wave's perfect, gear selection's perfect, and again, pops out the other end, smelling of roses. Our next obstacle, literally, is the infamous Cypress Creek. This creek has an old, some might say ancient log bridge, which is slightly, and I say only just slightly, wider than the width of a four-wheel drive.
So you I always get a bit nervous about these log bridges. I know they're good, millions of people have been across them, but there's always that time when they don't work.
Don't say that. Oh, you just put the doubt in my mind.
You don't need to worry. You're nice and light. I'm thinking myself and Rocket.
Yeah, you're only a featherweight down there, Graham. This is about 5 tonne all up, I'm sure of it.
Yeah, you wouldn't be far off, mate. The big problem we've always got with this crossing is that you never really know just how those logs are, the condition of them, what the last wet season did, or even what the last lot of traffic over the bridge might have done to the logs. You take it really slow. As you can see here with me, I'm looking out, making sure that I've got exactly enough room on the driver's side and letting the passenger side take care of itself. Can you come close enough to see how my rear end is looking, Shawnee?
Yeah, mate, you're right.
Without a spotter, I gotta tell you, it's a little bit shaky and I'm glad to be off that. I don't want to alarm you, but it does make a lot of creaking sounds.
I don't trust anything here. Once fell off an old bridge.
You got heaps of room on your driver's side.
With Sean following behind, I just give him a quick look to make sure everything is A-OK. Of course, he's a lot wider than I am and a heck of a lot heavier. So I want to get him off that log bridge as quickly as possible. Okay, Rocket. He's got 2 problems here. One, I've got to get him around this corner.
What an angle!
It's a left-hand turn and he's got to take it extremely wide because, of course, he's far longer than any of us.
I'd say keep coming before you turn, mate.
I'm going to have to do a 3-pointer in here, I think.
That'll do you.
I thought you said there was a bridge here.
This is it, mate. This is it. You've got to even be careful walking across it. Then once he's set up, again, I don't want him spending time on that bridge, so I'm going to get him across as quickly as possible, but keeping a very close eye on tyre placement.
Perfect line, mate. You've got a perfect line. We've just got to worry about that trailer. Just nice and slow. A little bit of passenger. There's not much here, but it's going to be all right. Keep going. Yep, you're all right.
One mistake here, and he'd roll off that bridge, and well, that'd be that. The recovery would be a nightmare.
Woohoo! I'm over! Yay! You're going to love this one, Andrew.
Andrew's up, and by now, I'm an old hand at spotting people. Yeah, I'd suggest you come around fairly wide too, Andrew, and then you can come across on the driver's side more than the passenger. He's got this. He knows exactly what he's got to do, but it's always confidence building to have someone out the front, an extra pair of eyes, just to make sure.
Keep it coming, mate. All good.
That's the way, mate. Good drive. All right, Cypress Creek behind us. Beautiful. Let's push on. I won't tell you about the one that broke in half. And it's only a big drop too. Like,
No, yeah, that looks probably worse than it is,
nah,
but
they're pretty solid, but it doesn't feel great.
no.
No, it doesn't feel great.
I'd take my hat off to Rocket though.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to do that. In Cape York, you'll often come across some kind of erosion on the tracks caused by the massive wet seasons they get up here. And this is why you want to have your 4B well set up before you visit. High line is key. That's it, straddle that rut. Do not fall in the rut.
That D-Max is flexing a lot.
You see, good quality suspension is a must, not only for the ruts, but for the corrugations you'll have to drive to get up here. Wheel placement is everything right here. Making sure that you're taking the easiest line that you possibly can. You're keeping it easy not only for yourself, but for your truck and for the track.
Wow, get away with that. That's pretty impressive, man. Looks hell impressive.
Yeah, she's a tour of this rig.
Shauna, of course, is running a new set of raw suspension. As you can see, it's just working, and it's working well. In fact, it's making it easy.
It'll make it look beautiful, Rocket.
That is quite a hole. That's a big angle.
The camper, of course, has got great suspension, and the coupling on the camper is performing perfectly as well.
Beautiful, Rocket. Beautiful. Work of art.
Tell you what, this trailer tows extremely well. I'm quite happy with it so far.
Andrew rides motorbikes for a hobby, and he rides them fast. He knows all about suspension, corrugations and ruts. And as you can see, that's travelled directly across to his experience behind the wheel. He's doing this and he's doing it easily. Hey guys, you got a copy back there? This is Cannibal Creek. I think this is your favourite creek on the old, the whole old telly, Sean. I'd be real keen to get through Mistake and down to my favourite, which is Sam Creek. What do you all reckon?
Oh, that's insane, mate. Great swimming hole down there too.
Cannibal Creek actually enters from one side, turns in the water crossing, and then exits up a steep climb. Just like any water crossing, momentum in that bow wave in front is what you need. And as you can see, I've built mine up perfectly, made the turn, and that's all good. It drove up the bank. The biggest issue we might have here, of course, is the tight turn for Rocket Rod. He may need to take 2 bites at it, but knowing him, he knows that truck so well that I reckon he'll do it in 1. Shauno may have to be just a little more careful on his turn, make sure he's looking at that left-hand side to see that he can clear the bank, but always maintaining that momentum.
You did it in 1, Sean, you didn't have to do a 3-point turn.
You know what? I went real quiet on the in-car then because I didn't think I was going to make it. You got to be quite tight, and 79s don't turn so tight.
Okay, rockets up. It's the left-hand turn that we're going to be worried about here, but like I suggested, he knows that truck, knows exactly how it turns, and he's made it look easy.
Yeah, that was a bit of a close call then. Nothing ran off the track.
Andrew, likewise, a lot of experience behind the wheel. This is not going to be an issue for him. After Cannibal Creek, we're faced with a fun but technical little climb up the other side. This is, of course, where you experience the difference coming the opposite way along the telly. Not too far down the track, and we're upon one of my all-time favourite campsites along the telly track, Sam Creek. We get to work setting up camp so that we can relax and enjoy something very special. Like always, I'm unrolling my swag under my awning. This time around though, I've treated myself to a stretcher bed. I'm up off the ground. I'm living like a king. It really doesn't get much better. This right here is what everyone comes to the telly for. I know the driving's fantastic. I know having time off work is fantastic. But at the end of the day, when you've had the experience of the water crossings, of the 4-wheel driving, this is where memories are made. And this is why we keep coming back time after time.
You know what, not a lot of people know about this as well. It's off the main tracks and the main campsites by about 50 metres, and not that many people really explore, you see.
No, because there's a water hole above us.
Which is nice. It's
Beautiful.
Really nice.
But this one, absolutely cracking.
I reckon it just takes the cake, doesn't it?
North to south, it's on the right-hand side, opposite on the way back, but Sam Creek. Follow the little track down, jump in over there like those two, have a blast. Rocket.
Hey,
Mate, is this the boat rack
it is.
off the trailer?
It is.
That is insane, so you just use it as a table.
Absolutely, that's what I've been using it for.
That's a really good idea, that really is. You know what you could do with this? You could roll your swag up on this.
You can sleep on it.
You can sleep on it, yeah. No problem at all. Fantastic.
You can also dry your clothes on it too.
You could do well. Yes. If you've been flooded like we have today, you could do that. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. All right, so what are we having with this, mate?
Having steak sandwiches, rolls,
Yep.
salad.
You look like you're in a frenzy. Give us a call. I'm going to shake Shauno up.
No worries,
All right, mate. Tomorrow, more of the same. More of the telly track. How good is that? We've got another full day heading south, and what's beautiful about that is that we're going against the traffic. So although there's only a few people on the telly this time of year, there's no waiting for us. We're straight into the next obstacle and onwards south. There's nothing better than waking up at a remote camp, and there are plenty of those up here in Cape York.
Sometimes you're looking for something a bit different from your old bacon and eggs.
Yeah, I agree. What is this, mongrel mix? All right, so
right,
how long's this going to take?
Oh, this will be another 5 minutes. I'll close the lid on this one.
Yep.
And cool the boys in.
Rattle.
That'll be about time, I reckon.
Oh!
Have a look at this one, mate.
It's a mongrel mix. That is as good as breakfast get.
Look at that.
Dude.
Pass that on.
Yep. Get a load of that. We've got so much ground to catch up. Big day today.
Yep.
Huge day.
I reckon.
No more jumping out at every water hole for a swim.
Okay, well, let's just limit it to Elliott Falls, Sam, Cannibal, Cockatoo.
Yep, definitely Cockatoo. Gunshot, we'll have a swim there too.
Swim there as well.
Yeah. Now, we've got a big day. Get this into here, and we'll get going. Once we've got a solid breakfast in, We're fighting fit to have an awesome day of four-wheel driving. Today we're hoping to reach the infamous Gunshot, but we've got some serious ground to cover, so come on, let's get going. First little creek crossing for the day, Shauno?
Yeah, mate, I can get used to this. I'll tell you what, it's beautifully coloured. I love these sort of crossings.
They're sort of dotted all the way along this track, aren't they? I'm just amazed. Each one has its own little beach, and I couldn't ask for a more beautiful, clear river.
Righto lads, does it have to be Canal Creek? I don't know where it gets its name from. Oh yeah, it's a bit clunky and bumpy in there, just watch yourself. From north to south, Canal Creek crosses directly to the right hand side, so there's a bit of a dogleg in the middle. You really want to walk this one first. It's got an awesome base, so traction will not be a problem, and of course it's fairly shallow, so you don't need to be too concerned about crocodiles. Sean's made that look really easy, and of course Rocket Rod knows exactly how to punt that truck, like I've said so many times before.
This trailer back's as good as she goes forwards.
Sheer talent, mate, sheer talent.
Yes, up in the air we go. Out she comes. I'm out.
Andrew, no drama either. He's seen what everyone else has done, followed the exact same line, which is what he should do, and again, he's done it with no dramas. As well as the awesome four-wheel driving, the Telly track is also known for its spectacular waterfalls. There's quite a few to choose from, including Twin Falls, Indian Falls, Fruit Bat Falls, but we're going to drop in on one we haven't experienced just yet, and that is Elliott Falls. Mate, Elliott Falls.
Oh wow.
Got the place to ourselves. There's no one down there, no one up here. Just unbelievable, and we're on the Telly track.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. Like, I've stopped at Fruit Bat before, never to this one, and I can just tell now that this is one heck of a place.
Yeah, mate, I'm going to jump straight in, I reckon, and then there's a bit of a rapid down there. I might even go for a slip and slide. We'll see how we go.
I'll float my way down.
That's it. 2 weeks to go though, school holidays. You wouldn't want to, well, you'd still have a great deal of fun, but it gets super crowded. So if you can avoid those school holidays.
Yep, I'm going in.
And with that, he was gone. Have a look at this, will you? If ever there was a location you just had to stop and have a swim, it's Elliott Falls. Now, having said that, of course, we could probably stay here all day, but we want to try and reach Gunshot before nightfall, so we've got to get moving. I think it's just a big puddle. I don't actually think it's a creek. Righto, boys. I'll see you on the other side, or I'll see you in the middle. One way or the other. And right away, we've got another doozy of a water crossing. Come on, let's get into it. Oh, jeez. Oh, that... Oh, I got dotzed.
I saw your window was down.
Yep. That sucks.
Like doing these sort of water crossings in second gear, low range. Keep the momentum going just to get that bow wave. Look at that bow wave's going nice in the front of the vehicle now. I've just got to keep up with that bow wave, not overtake it.
It's very deep in there, Sean.
Yeah, it is a little bit deep, mate. Look at this guy. He's all wet. What happened, mate?
Oh, God. Absolutely dotzed. Like a tidal wave came in.
Look at you.
You know, I've always said you don't need to have an amazingly set up truck in order to tackle the Telly track. It's really not that demanding. However, you do need a few basics, a snorkel, a working winch, and it's a good idea to take a few mates.
Loving it.
Go, Andrew.
Hey Sean, have you ever gone north-south before on the Telly?
No, never, mate. This is the first for me, and to be honest, I'm really enjoying it.
You guys are old dogs at it, doing the Telly. Everyone says the north end of the Telly's tougher than the southern end. What do you guys reckon?
There's a couple of iconics on the southern end that I really enjoy, like Palm, that's a doozy, and of course Cockatoo, which we're going to be coming up to soon, and then you've got the probably the most famous little bit of track in Australia, being Gunshot. There's a heap of different options these days, but from memory, none of them are real easy. Coming up next is a fairly big river crossing called Cockatoo Creek. Now this should be fun.
Cockatoo Creek, eh?
The line changes. You used to come up this bank and across here.
It changes every year.
Yeah.
You really got to get out of your vehicle, have a walk through and find out where you're going to drive. I've seen a few people scraped in through there.
Yeah, 100%, that's the way to go. There's big dark holes in there which look really deceptive, but they're not. So I think we're just going to go straight across and up the bank.
Yeah, well, Cockatoo, mate. All right, we'll jump in the cars and go through.
Let's go. In crossing a water crossing like this, I'm looking primarily for entry and then on the opposite side, exit points. That tells me where I should enter and where I should leave this water crossing. It used to be that you had to come around to the left and then down, or coming the opposite way, opposite that, but now I think we can just go straight across this, I think. All right, I learnt from my last mistake. I shall be going through this with my window up. Whenever it comes to river crossings, there are two rules of thumb I follow. The first is if it's too deep to cross, don't attempt it. The second is that if it's flowing so fast that walking across it is difficult, there's no way you should take your four-wheel drive into it. Neither of these are a problem on Cockatoo, so we're going to give it a go. Of course, we've all heard that there are crocs when it comes to these water crossings up here in Cape York, and there are. Don't take it from me. Judge each crossing on its own merit and make sure you can definitely see the bottom before going in.
Let's give this a go. Whoop, deep entry. Lots of rock steps in this one. This is the real deep part.
Wet seasons up here, of course, would rip through crossings like this, making them utterly impassable.
This is a killer exit here.
It's a beautiful thing that we can get up here during the dry season and experience this place, because during the wet, ain't no way you'd be doing this. This river crossing hasn't presented any issues, and so now it's time to really try and cover some ground. Suddenly, Shauno realises he's got a bit of a problem. I wonder what it could be.
Graham, you got a copy, mate?
Sure do, boss. How you going?
Yeah, all right, mate. I wanted to pull over. I think something's not quite right, mate. I'm a little bit down on power.
What do you mean? Like, what, I don't know what you mean. Oh, you got water in your fuel or something?
I hope it's not something too catastrophic, but it's the vehicle's not performing like it used to, that's for sure.
Oh, no, I'd definitely stop and check that out if I were you, mate. 100%. I'll probably even get Andrew to give you a hand. He's got knowledge in these areas. I'll pull up here, mate.
Yeah, fair call. All right. Under here. Just gonna have a look at the fuel.
No. Here's the problem, mate. Someone's unplugged the Steinbauer module. So no wonder you were feeling a bit doughy this morning.
See what, I could definitely feel a massive difference.
Well, it's not surprising. This thing gives 20% more power and torque. A bit more on this machine.
It must have been the corrugations, I'd reckon.
You rat bag.
They just fall out, mate.
They don't fall out.
All right, well, leave you to it, mate. Ooh, what do we got here? Oh, always take your seatbelt off. It's my thing. Water crossing. Ooh, strew. Suddenly, we're up on a large bog hole, and it could very well swallow our four-wheel drives. But there's only one way to find out. Mud really is all about momentum. Just enough to get you through without doing damage. You can see that's exactly what I've done. Now for the other guys.
Oh, that didn't look pretty at all, mate.
Yeah, that's gnarly, dude. That's a canopy buster.
Your left rear's off the ground, Sean.
I know.
That's about as leaned over as you're ever going to get.
I hope it comes back pretty soon.
That's it.
Sean's seen where I've gone. He's doing the same thing. Killing it. Nailing it.
That's a wild one.
All right, that came close to the bank.
Nicely done.
Wow, that's deep.
Rocket, well, he's not holding back, and he's got a lot of ponies to help him out. He too makes it look easy.
That's a bit rough.
And Andrew, having seen what all of us have done, follows the exact same line, pops out the other side. The day's getting on now, so I want to try and work out exactly where we are, how far we've got to go. ruts, I'd reckon would only be, oh gee whiz, 4K from the infamous old Gunshot there, eh?
Yeah, one of the most iconic tracks in the Cape, mate.
It's going to be interesting going up Gunshot, any of them, with the camper on, but always willing to give it a go.
There's a fella last year who had a camper trailer. He got stuck on there for a couple of days, I think. I've just got this feeling we're going to be winching to the night tonight if we want to make it past Gunshot.
Gunshot used to be the absolute cracking crossing on the Cape, and look, it still is, but these days, rather than only being one way in and one way out, you've got about half a dozen choices.
Yeah, this is it, mate. Let's see what it looks like this year, eh?
Not only this year, but this direction too, which is a bit weird for me. We say we jump out and make a decision on how we get out of here. So that, mate, has got to be the original Gunshot.
The original Gunshot, I believe.
I don't know why they call it that.
Gunshot.
Yeah. Well, you're straight in, straight out.
The noise your car makes when it hits the bottom is
when
like
the airbags
Gunshot.
go off. All right, well, no way we're getting the camper trailer up there. That's not going to happen.
No.
The way we came down, what, 2 years ago? Or a year
changed.
ago? Changed totally.
Full of mud, though. I don't think anyone's driven it.
No, not this season.
It might. I reckon it's going to be pretty sloppy.
Well, that's a red rag to a bull.
Let's give it a go, eh?
All right, let's do that one.
Okay.
Done.
Well, this is one of the, I suppose, easier sides of Gunshot. It's still going to be one heck of a challenge. This is really deep mud. It's about, you know, sort of ankle deep and all the rest of it. And he's just got to hit it with a lot of speed, I suppose, get up to there. It's going to be one heck of an adventure anyway. It's the fun way, and we're going to give it one heck of a go.
First and foremost, I'm going to stick myself into low range and get as much momentum as I possibly can. Wheel spin's going to help to clear mud from my tread blocks, give me as much traction as possible. I have become immobile! And how good is that? I've made it right up to the edge. Now, we all know there's no way I'm going to climb that. No truck is going to climb that. Let's hope this cable is strong. The big tip right here is to run your winch cable up high onto your anchor point. All good? That means that I'm being pulled up and out of the creek rather than into the bank, and that is going to make the world of difference. How are my wheels? I can't see a thing.
Come right this way.
I got to tell you, this feels extremely sketchy being pulled up a vertical wall by a piece of rope. But as we all know, winches these days and the rope that comes with them are top quality. And really, it's doing it pretty darn easily. Well, as you can see, it's about as vertical as you actually get in a four-wheel drive. The problem we've got up the front there is the amount of load that we've got. We're in risk of actually doing some damage up the front end there. So we might have to rethink this. I'll let the boy, I can't really see, that's the problem from in here. All I know is that I'm leaning back and I'm quite comfortable, but I don't know if forward's the way to go.
Trying to do a little bit of trigonometry, just trying to work out the angles right now. And we don't want to put too much force on that winch. It's only a single line pull. We could go a double. If we get the angles right, it's going to make it easy for the winch and safer for the recovery. All right, tell me to put that tension in now.
A little bit shaken, not stirred, but I'm up and out. Okay, now it's time for the others. Good luck with that, you 4-ton vehicles.
Yeah, good's that, mate.
Mate, I reckon that's the most vertical winch I've ever done.
Really, it was. It was.
Without a doubt.
It was super vertical.
Yeah, straight up.
That was a single line pulling that winch.
Yeah,
I can't believe it.
That's unbelievable. That's just
I
a
reckon
full vehicle weight.
I'll be going a double line on my vehicle. It
I
weighs about
will be
4
standing
tons.
about 18 miles that way.
There's going to be a lot of force at play.
Having done that, I wish you all the best.
I can't wait.
Shauno's up now. He's seen exactly what I did, but the biggest issue he's going to have here is that left-hand turn. He's a bit longer than me. I've got a feeling that canopy might be in danger of being dented on that bank. All right, he's done well to get to there, but as I thought, that bank is really proving problematic. You get me a ladder?
That's as far as we're going to make it.
I have a bit of a feeling, bit of a feeling in my waters that we're going to be here into the night. Gunshot delivered once again. Soon we realise we've got an issue. Now this plan is working. You see, Sean's 79 is slowly moving sideways and creating a space between the canopy and the bank. We all need to get up this challenge before we can camp, because there's just simply no place to set up down in this gully. It'd be downright uncomfortable. Yep, got a bit of an issue with Shauno's canopy here. He's as he comes forward, you can't really see it, but the slope angles down this way ever so slightly, which is forcing the canopy into this bank, and if we continue, I have a feeling he's going to do from the rear door all the way back. He's going to put a great big dent down the side of the 79. Yeah, you don't want that. You want to avoid that at all costs. So I'm going to bring the D-Max around over here somewhere, park up, run a winch down to the rear and just try and pull his rear around, try and pull him off this bank. In theory, that should work, but you know what theory's like. They're like rules, it's made to be broken. Let's give it a go, see what happens.
How good's this? It's going to be night real soon anyway. The sun's just about to set, and we've still got the camper trailer to get through, so that's going to be one heck of a challenge. This is going to be one heck of a challenge just here. I've got, oh, it's got to be 3.5 tonne. I'm fully loaded. This is going to be wild.
Our plan here is to use a winch from the side to pull that canopy off the bank whilst he winches forward.
There you go again, Graham.
It's a delicate balancing act. I need to be able to winch whilst he's going forward.
It's actually physically lifting the front of your car off the ground.
Yeah, you can see it working.
This might just work.
We're clearing that canopy off the bank.
How's your side looking?
Yeah, mate, looking real good. That worked a treat.
And he's making forward progress. That's perfect. Okay, now everything's up from here. Geez, you've really got to take your hat off to modern winches. Have a look at the stress that thing's under, and it just keeps going.
Up, 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 up. Bit of clutch. Woo! Hey, that was insane.
Mate, that was like hauling a hippopotamus up a hill. That was good work,
That
bud.
was good, mate.
Really good stuff.
So good. I just like the fact that we just thought about it
Yeah.
and did it properly.
No scratches, no dents, no nothing. Up here easily. I've actually got a lot of confidence now with the trailer. I think it'll go up easily.
It's not that bad. Like the winch just did it.
Yeah.
Just did it. I didn't actually feel like I needed a double line pull
No.
or anything.
All right, we'll get this hippopotamus out of the way, and we'll get the next one up. Go for it. Listen to that thing. Woo! Okay, Rocket, starting to get dark. Let's get you up there, mate. Now, Rocket struck weighs a heck of a lot, and again, he's got the same problem on that bank. We'll just pull him backwards. We know it works.
Think I'm a little stuck.
Once we get Rocket up, I have a feeling if he just guns it, he's going to pull that trailer with him.
Yeah, I got into a really good spot.
Yeah.
But you are right, I'm jammed right up against that.
So if I pull you across with the D-Max.
Do you think the trailer will just follow all right?
Yeah.
My goodness, that is an enormous amount of weight. But that winch, well, it just seems to be handling it. Hold there, hold there.
We're now working into the dark, and sun's gone down. We're in twilight now. But either way, we're on Gunshot. We're having a lot of fun.
How's his side? This is a case of repeating our methods for each vehicle, and each time we get a bit quicker, especially seeing as we're losing light.
Here we go. I can feel the front wheels coming on. I'm clawing away here, but I'm pointing straight up.
I was going to say there's a ton of weight on that winch, but that's ridiculous. There's about 5 tonne of winch on there. So what we're going to do now, we've got him sort of up to a position where he can safely take his foot off the brake and just sit there, because the only place he can go now is back down into the mud, if that makes sense. And we're going to do a double line pull. So up to a pulley block and then back down to a recovery point on the four-wheel drive. And that will take a lot of the strain off that winch. Doesn't matter how slowly we get up there, so long as we're moving.
You all right?
Righto, Rocket, you got one shot at this, mate. Pull that trailer up.
Doing really well, mate, doing really well.
I can feel the back coming up now a little bit.
Oh, you listen to that thing. That's insane. I didn't think it'd do it, but goes to show. Right foot, some horsepower, and a bit of a demon behind the wheel. Makes it look easy. All right, how cool was that? Just straight up out of there with the trailer.
That 79 series grunt and mumbo for you.
It really is. That
Yep.
and the noises it makes. I'd like to be able to tape that and play it in any car that I've got. It'd be fantastic.
We did need 2 winch ropes, mate, and
Yeah, but
the D-Max did save the canopy on both of us.
That's neither here nor there, the 2 winch ropes. But yeah, that's a good idea, pulling it
It's just,
away from
I
the
was
edge
just
there.
thinking, you
Yep.
know.
All right, one to go.
One to go. I
Let's do
reckon
it.
Andrew will do it all right.
I reckon he will too.
He does not tow on a trailer.
The beauty is you can't see, so
Yes.
that'll help.
Black.
Andrew's up, and by now we are a well-oiled machine. That's it. Get into it. Yeah, that's a good job. That's a really good job.
This is awesome. This is absolutely insane. I live for this sort of stuff.
Did I go up against that?
Keep going.
You're not going to pull over that way? Don't need to? We're good to go?
Go for it, mate.
That thing weighs half the weight of all the others. Up. Up. Is that out?
That's working beautiful.
Rocket, unhook it. Stop. It's dark. It's a vertical pull straight up and out of Gunshot at night. I tell you, are we crazy or what? That's it, Andrew. That's the way, mate. Straight up, easily does it.
That's it. Beautiful.
That's it, mate. Over the lip and pop, bit of traction, and he's forward. Tell you what, that was one heck of an effort.
Yep, stop there. Hey.
Not a lot of brakes there.
That
Mate,
was
I've
insane.
never done anything like that. That is awesome.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, you got the furthest too. Unreal, how'd it feel?
Great. I'm ready for a beer.
What do you reckon we just set camp up just here?
Anywhere, mate.
There's a nice beautiful flat spot right at the top here.
Mate, whatever you reckon.
Wash out first, mate.
How good is that? Gunshot in the dark. We waste no time setting up camp, and Shauno, well, he's got the cooking gear out because tonight he's playing chef. Get stuck into it, mate. I'm absolutely starving.
We're up here in Cape York on the Old Telly track. Now I'm going to cook a meal that I reckon anyone at home can do. It only has about 4 ingredients, and I'm going to call it tonight beers, boars and babes. First ingredient would be beers. Beers. Speak of the devil. As soon as I say that, look what
Hey, mate.
happens. Straight into the Waco, mate. While you're there, beer.
Oh.
That's the first. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. So that's actually while you're in the Waco, mate.
Yeah, mate.
There's some pork cuts in there.
Here you go. There's some porks. Another one?
Yep.
That one's the hard one.
It's all right. It's beers.
Yep.
Boars.
Speaking of which,
Yeah, babes.
Beers, boars and babes.
Yep.
So we've got beers, we've got boars, right there, the pigs, feral pigs up here,
Yep.
and babes.
Look. When you cook this, the babes will come. So 4 ingredients.
Doesn't get much simpler than
and,
that.
and one of those is a beer. So
So this is 1, 2, 3. You're right. You've only got 4 ingredients.
yeah, it's pretty basic. Now I've got the
I'm
Weber
intrigued,
going.
mate. I'm intrigued.
Give him a spray.
Let me beat them down on here. Did you want them on here? There
Might
you go.
even use that to wash parts, but
There you go. Oh, so what are you putting on there, mate?
so that's a bit of Moroccan spice, mate. Just comes in a jar.
Moroccan spice. What?
Yeah,
what?
look.
Okay.
We're saying fancy, like, because the babes won't come unless you straight
It's
on.
gonna, all right,
There we go.
mate. So we just whack those on.
Okay, this is tomatoes. This is crushed tomatoes. So as soon as I brown these off, they go into like a camp oven, or I'm just going to put it in aluminium foil trays. Close the lid, and I'm going to let it sit for like an hour or more.
Yeah, you just want to get some colour on the outside.
Yeah, look, because these are quite thick. This is. Oh, I just love this recipe. I love any recipe that's really quick and easy.
Don't get much quicker and easier.
I'm not a lazy chef.
You want all 3 of these? Not too much?
No, definitely go all 3. You just want to cut this into like just
Dude,
big chunks.
seriously? Is that what you're going to do?
Yeah. Yep, that's it. That's done. That's looking good, mate. That is looking good.
Oh, damn.
I'm just going to start putting these
Oh,
in here.
Struth. Yep.
Get a handful of onions, sprinkle it from up here somewhere. Just break the parts away.
But no, that's so you're just chucking this in?
Yeah, if you could just
You break it up?
find a gap, mate, chuck it in.
Okay.
That's an addition to the recipe.
Where'd you get this recipe from, mate?
Mate, a good chef never tells his secrets. Like a magician, really.
Can I? I know exactly where you got this from.
My mum. She
Mrs.
always
Whale?
She knows I'm not much chop of this sort of stuff.
Nope.
Now, we've basically got them just in the aluminium foil. I want to pour this.
Oh, I love how you're doing that. That is.
You want to get it evenly across the thing. So
Yeah, you are a master.
what you'll do now is you'll let that simmer. So I'll turn the heat down on the Weber. I'll let that simmer for like an hour and a half, maybe. Righto, just go sit by the fire, mate.
Done. I've lit
Finish a couple of cans,
All right,
and
actually, have you got any more?
come back in an hour. All right, it's been about an hour and a half. We got a bit carried away in front of the fire. It doesn't matter. You can leave this pretty much on all night. The longer you leave it, the more tender it becomes. That's looking great as it is, though. Got a little bit of cooking cream, just some thickened cream. So what I want to do now is basically just chuck, I don't know, half a little tin into each one. There you go. Yep. Just turned all those around. Got the cream in. Put the lid back on. Half an hour, I'll see you ready for dinner. Well, it's been about 2 hours. I'm surprised. That is looking really good. It smells great too. Guys, come and get a load of this one, mate.
Woo! I've been waiting. Oh, gee
Bring your
whiz.
knife and fork. Bring your laughing gear.
I am surprised.
Tell
I
you
really
what,
am.
Succeeded on the beers.
Yeah, you did.
Succeeded on the
100%.
boars.
Yep.
Well,
Now the babes.
Nope.
Maybe when the smell gets out, they might come.
I don't think so. Nope.
Here we go, Rocket. Here's,
Anytime you spend with a girl is always their loss. But
here we go. I was going to take this one, but I'll trade you. I'll trade you.
yeah, oh yeah, give me the big one.
That is so good. I mean, for 4 ingredients, and anyone can cook. That's what's so good about this meal. Is it really is just one of those ones. You just chuck it in.
Yep.
Sit down around the fire, drink a few beers if you can handle that. Well, maybe the babes didn't come.
No, they didn't. No.
I reckon if we just let that smell waft through the air a bit, mate, they'll be coming out from Bamaga, from Cooktown. Let's go down to the fire, mate, and
Get into this.
wrap into this.
Superb. Having conquered Gunshot late last night, our Forbies are showing a few battle scars and signs of an epic Cape York adventure. Well, that's it, mate. As well, it's one of several Gunshot entries or exits, depending on how you come.
Last night, I didn't think we were going to pull some of those vehicles up, but
And that was just a vertical.
we did well.
Yeah,
we did well.
goes to show, and that's Gunshot. This would have to be one of the most, if not the most iconic obstacle in the
In
four-wheel
Cape
drive
York.
world. I'd go Australia.
What do you reckon we hit next, mate?
Well, we've got Birdie, Delhunty, Palm, and then
Arm's a good one.
Then, real tricky one.
Yep.
We've got to have live music and beers
At Bramwell Station.
Yeah.
I've been bogged there a couple of times,
Yeah,
mate. So
I could get stuck there for quite
get
a
the
while.
recovery gear out now, I reckon. And
All right, we've got a big day ahead of us. Let's get the boys together.
Yep.
Get going.
Cool, mate.
We're not going to hang around this morning because we're planning on getting to Bramwell Junction and the end of this adventure before sundown. It's time to get moving. Righto, boys, you can tick Gunshot off the list, done and dusted. We've got a couple of little doozies in front of us still. We've still got Palm, we've still got Delhunty. A couple of little things to go, but one of the biggest things, of course, is Bramwell tonight.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, mate. This is a tough little end. It starts off really tough, Old Telly, and quite scenic too.
I tell you what, it's the first time in telly for me, and it's absolutely full of surprises, this track. Going up Gunshot was certainly a surprise, bit of a sloppy start, but yeah, certainly looking forward to Bramwell tonight.
Classic Cape York erosion right here.
A bit of a rut here, boys.
It's all about wheel placement, holding on and enjoying the ride.
I might even pick a wheel up through here, I reckon.
Up she goes. Oh, two, both sides.
79 Series Flex. Gonna love it.
It's a good job that trailer has got all the fruit on it because we're in for more erosion to come. This is going to be fun. There's plenty of flex and plenty of wheel lift happening here with all our Forbies waving to the camera. Soon enough, we're up on another beautiful Cape York crossing. I've actually seen photos of trucks being floated across this during the wet season, so I guess, today it's a trickle, but I guess during the wet this is a, oh well, you can see if you look downstream, she's a real watercourse. Whoa! I just found the only hole in the entire river. Oh, Struth nearly hit me head on the passenger window.
I just saw that, mate. I might take a slightly different line, I think.
Up you go, go on, old girl.
Never actually dreamed that there would be so many river crossings. There's so many and they're all pristine.
I just fell in a hole. There's quite a few little holes in there.
Whoop, big hole. This exit's so tight.
Having made the crossing without anyone disappearing into a hole, we noticed that we're near an awesome little camp, so we thought we might drop in and check it out for next time.
Stunning, mate.
This
Absolutely
is
stunning.
Yeah, it
This
really
Birdie
is.
Creek. Yeah.
And this is the famous Birdie campsite. I guess the beauty of knowing this is here is that if any of the campsites to the south or north are full, this one probably would be empty most days because you've got to come off the telly to get to it.
Yeah, a lot of people wouldn't know, mate. They wouldn't know it's here.
No. Worth marking down.
Definitely,
for sure.
mate. I'm going to put it in the VMS right now, I reckon.
Done. All right.
Let's hit
Let's
the
get
road.
going. Hey lads, according to the VMS, I reckon we've got just under 30 clicks to Bramwell Junction Roadhouse.
Yeah, right, mate. Not before Palm Creek.
No, we've got Palm and then there's a couple of little ones.
Yeah, mate. I can't wait for Palm, though. That's what I've been looking forward to all trip.
Yeah, Palm's right at the end there. I reckon we've got about 25 k's to Palm.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to miss this track. I've actually had an absolute blast on this track. I'd turn back and do it again any day.
For a first timer, it's been amazing. I want to do it again.
You can both tick off the tally. We're getting closer and closer to Palm Creek, which will be the last major challenge before we hit Bramwell. First though, we're up on another picture-perfect crossing that's so synonymous with Cape York.
Where's the exit?
I gotta say, I am so impressed with just how well the D-Max has been handling crossing after crossing. It's doing it with ease, and it's a testament to new truck technology.
Right. I'll get that one wrong. I'll get that one too wrong.
Oh, get a load of that seesaw motion. Pretty wild one, that one.
That was pretty loose.
That looks just about as good. That's awesome.
This is it, mate, last challenge.
Palm Creek, eh? This was a flat.
Drove up this once.
Yeah, exactly right.
Came
Easy.
straight up it.
Super easy.
I reckon now, my plan of attack here is to invert onto my lid, skid down there, aquaplane across the water,
Yep.
up on the bank, do a flip back onto my wheels, and then drive back up the other side.
And I don't think you can do anything else but follow these ruts.
Follow the ruts. Yep.
Go down.
And you know what? You know what's at the other end of this?
Bramwell.
They do. All right, well, let's get stuck into it, mate. I'll go first.
Okay,
And,
mate. I'll stand here and watch, actually.
Hopefully, I don't have to use that tree on the other side to winch myself out, because that'd be embarrassing.
No, good luck. Get
All
into
right.
it.
Palm Creek. This is one of the most technical challenges on the tally track. I can't see where my wheels are supposed to go. It's a fairly steep downhill and it can be quite slippery.
I'll bet it is.
You're about to see. I've got hill descent control, so I'm simply going to push that button and let the D-Max take me down. At the base you can see Palm Creek itself. This is a very shallow water crossing with a good firm base. Absolutely nothing to worry about. Stoked to have driven Palm Creek. Yeah! The D-Max! Yoo-hoo!
What were you thinking, mate?
Oh well, had nothing to do with me.
I reckon you drove it like you stole it.
I did. No, it had nothing
Gave
to do
it
with
the
me.
everything.
Just,
Gave it the everything.
it was only when I came down on the front that she got gripped and just went to the top.
There
I
was wheels everywhere, mate.
I
Absolutely
was
wheels everywhere.
rain and dirt. No, that was good.
Oh, you did good, mate.
That was really good.
That was a
All right, let's get you guys up.
Well done.
Okay, Shauno's seen exactly what I've done. He's coming down that side with zero issues.
Brakes are singing a song of pain.
I know, they're not happy. Give it a rev, give it a rev.
Crossing Palm Creek like anyone else with no problem at all. Mate, if I'd had a deck of playing cards, I couldn't have put a card between the canopy and the side then. There was,
There's nothing I could do.
no, you were committed to it. I was like, oh, no, okay, yep.
I'm doing
Do it, yep. This one, I reckon it's easy up there.
Okay,
You'll
not
be
too
right.
bad. I saw you got right into it.
Yeah.
Gave it the everything.
Gave it the everything,
made
and
it
then-
very impressive, mate.
And then when I got to the top, I lifted the wheel, but when it came down, that was the key. Up.
Keep going.
Whilst I had a wheel in the air, I wasn't going anywhere. Then I sort of rocked over and
Well, you know I don't lift wheels very often.
you should be fine because it was only I only lifted a really big wheel.
Oh, okay. In that case,
You should be fine.
you'll get to see.
The underneath of the
both
truck.
diffs.
I'm going to go and watch. Go
All
up
right,
there.
Sounds fair. No, just grab the winch.
Bit too much weight, I reckon, in the back end there.
Yeah, that one was a little bit disappointing. I could have had it, but I backed off a little bit and then I realised the canopy was up against the bank, so I thought, just winch, no point breaking anything. But yeah, it's fun, a lot of fun.
Righto, mate. How's it looking? Use the winch. You bought it, you paid your money. Have a drive. Make sure you don't get panel damage. That's just a waste of money that could be put into diesel. Let's winch him up and get him out of there.
Don't know exactly what to turn on or off here. There's no real answer to this. Going down, I have gravity on my side. When I get down here, I've got to turn a very, very hard right to get the trailer around the next bank. Whoop, down the steep part.
Rocket's seen exactly how it's done. Eases his way down. But at the base, things just go slightly pear-shaped. We're going to have to do a very quick winch just to get him across that small but rather sucky bit of mud hole.
No, that's it, I'm done.
Okay, out you come.
Nah, I reckon it'll be pretty well anchored. He's not that stuck. He's got the trailer behind him too. Off-roading, four-wheel driving and automatic transmissions go together like beer and peanuts. And Rocket Rod coming out of Palm Creek, you'd have to agree. And auto is just such a bonus.
That was a wild ride.
That was exciting.
Like it, mate. You did well to get that fast.
Once again, no damage needs to be done here. There's a perfectly good anchor point. Let's use the winch for what we bought it for.
I tell you what, the little camper from Black Series has handled the telly with ease.
Don't alarm you, mate, but you got it pretty muddy, eh? The camera trail a little muddy going through there.
Just a little bit.
Andrew's seen everyone else. He's come down that left-hand bank perfectly, crossed the creek. Look at him size up that southern bank. Something tells me he ain't going to hold back. First bit, nailed it. Second bit, oh my goodness. He's absolutely gone mental. He's driven that like a boss. Far out.
That was absolutely amazing. You had both front wheels in the air. Both of them.
Oh, that was awesome.
yeah.
I was scared.
Oh, you were. I can tell because you just tromped it and up she went.
Holy heck, I got right out of the way.
That was amazing, Andrew. That was absolutely a brilliant drive, mate. Be
I
proud.
think I've earned a beer tonight. Definitely having a beer tonight.
You did well.
Well, that's pretty much it. We've completed the telly track from north to south, something we've not done before. Righto, lads, that's it. That's the telly done and dusted. Well, pretty much done and dusted. We've got a little run now into Bramwell. What do you reckon, Andrew? First time, mate?
I've loved every minute of it.
Mate, you drive like a crazy man. That last drive, I had a mix of awe and panic at the same time. Top stuff, bud, top stuff. How'd you go back there with that trailer rocket?
Tell you what, guys, I have had the most amazing time ever. I've got to tell you, this Alpha camper has absolutely performed flawlessly.
Mate, you did a bloody good job, I've got to say, a real good job. Many wouldn't have been able to do it as well. Sean, I was going to ask you north to south or south to north, but I don't reckon it matters. Just get out and do it, eh?
Yeah, you couldn't said it better, mate.
It's a cracking adventure, and we've had a great bunch of mates to do it with too. That's the lights of the big smoke, mate. We're heading to the city.
I can't wait too, mate. I bet the beers are nice and cold at the bar, and Ken will be on fire, mate. There might even be a live band.
Yeah, they normally have a bit of live music this time of year.
End of a trip, and there's a pub at the end. It's even better.
I'll probably be chasing Graham around to pay the bar tab that he didn't pick up last time.
I paid my bar tab last time. I needed a loan, but I paid it. Bramwell Homestead really is a good place to call home for the night after such a big adventure. They've made a lot of inroads here to help tourists just like us when they come onto or off the telly track. There's great food, a fantastic bar, and most nights of the week they've even got live music. Treat yourself, drop in and stay a few days at Bramwell Homestead.
Cape York, mate. Here we are, Bramwell Junction, north or south of the old telly track. First time these guys have ever done the old telly. What do you reckon, guys?
Oh, I had an absolute
love it.
ball.
Out of 10?
Amazing place.
Does it live up to the hype?
Yeah.
Absolutely, I reckon so. I've done it like 3 times now, and each time it keeps getting better for me, mate.
I don't know what I'm up to. It's 5th or 7th. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I'll be back next year and the year after that, because this is Cape York. This is where adventure was born in Australia, and it continues to deliver. And this might be a night to remember.
Mate,
Something tells me.
I reckon get the recovery gear out now, because I'm going to get some help from getting out of that bar.
Mate, check this out. I got my dancing shoes on, and I'm going to go out there and whip up a storm.
There's a few
Folks,
grey nomads, mate, I'll tell you what.
We're getting in there, folks. You might see us at Bramwell next year. You might not, because, heck, we might stay here. But you will definitely see us on...
Full drive action.
I'm going to go dance.
Yeah, I'm going to pull him out of the bar. Oh, God, Elvis.
Yep, she's rolling.
Oh, that's not funny. I'll be devastated.
Seats are wet. Everything's wet in there. Everything.
X amount of acres, and that's going to help. They're going to do that. There's to it. So
That's my itchy throat.
You know what? It's remarkably hard to make babes come. I've tried so many times.
There you go, now I can see what I'm doing.
Through we go. Oh no! I got our cameraman all wet. I do that a lot. That makes me laugh.
This one, mate, they call Cockatoo Creek. Now, you seen a cockatoo.
Yeah, mate, they're a native bird. There's a number of different varieties of them. Hey, hello. We're on video. You're on video too. Say hello.
Ooh. There you go, that's out.
You got it out.
That's out,
good,
that's out.
good.
Right,
All right.
ready?
Yeah.
So mate, this is Cockatoo Creek. It is though, right? Yeah.
Imagine that this balloon right here is your engine. Now watch what happens when I apply heat. I scared myself. Okay, all right, let's do that again.
Mate, this is Cockatoo Creek, right?
Yes, it is. Yes, it
Yeah,
is.
it's one of my favourite creeks in the
Yeah,
telly.
it would be. It would be one of your favourite creeks on the telly. Whoa! Found a hole.
Mate, hey, Gunshot. Yeah.
They said it couldn't be done. Well, they were wrong. Yes! Yes! The D-Max prevails. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. Feels good to be a winner.